going to be making a 4-layer chocolate chip cookie cake with a boiled milk frosting. So first we have
4 9-inch
cake
pans, and you want to grease the inside and then put parchment paper across it so it's easy to get out once it's baked.
And we've already preheated our oven to 325 degrees.
Fahrenheit.
So now in a large mixing bowl, we're going to combine the flour, the baking soda, and the salt. So we need 4 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So next, in a large mixing bowl, you're supposed to combine the flour, or in a separate bowl, you're supposed to whisk together the butter and both kinds of sugar, which is regular sugar and brown sugar. Okay, so we need 1.5 cups of butter,
which is equal to like 3 sticks. Is it supposed to be softened?
Melted butter. 2 cups of brown sugar packed, and then 1 cup of white sugar. So now we're going to whisk all this together until combined.
And to melt the butter, I did it for a minute.
Combined.
So after it is combined, you will add each egg individually and until fully combined. So that's 2 large eggs.
You have to clean that up.
Okay, we'll combine this.
So we're just going to do 3 teaspoons of vanilla. Now we're supposed to fold the wet ingredients and dry ingredients together, being careful not to overmix. Now you're putting the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, and you're supposed to fold it, which I'm pretty sure just means mix. What? And after it's done mixing, you're going to put in 4 cups of chocolate chips. So the recipe calls for 4 cups of chocolate chips, but we're just going to do 2.5 because this seems like a lot.
2.5 to 3, because I can't measure. So with the chocolate chips and everything in, looks like that.
And now you're supposed to evenly distribute it in your 4 pans and press it to the edges.
looks pretty much like this, and we're thinking it's going to rise, so hopefully it will not be this thin.
You're supposed to bake for 20 to 28 minutes until golden brown. And it says not to overbake. Going into the oven. And try and like put it in the middle. Put your racks in the middle of the oven. So that'll make sure that the bottom doesn't get too brown and the top won't get too brown. How long? So 20 minutes. And when you bake, you should start with either the lowest amount it says or like go in the middle so that you don't overdo it. Because you can always go longer, but if you burn it, you can't go back. So now we're going to start on the frosting. So I need the flour, white sugar, and we need to take these off. You need flour, white sugar, salt, milk, unsalted butter, and vanilla extract.
How much? So these are the cookie cake things. This is what they ended up looking like. They ended up being in for like 26 minutes. And one of them is still in there to finish up cooking. We have whipped milk, sugar, salt, and flour. And then it's going to room temperature.
We boiled
and it will turn into a pudding. Next we are going to beat this butter, and then we will add the pudding to the butter.
So
Are we whipping?
Have whipped the butter, and now we're gonna add the pudding mixture 1 tablespoon at a time and mix it.
So this is the frosting, which does not look like frosting.
We messed it up.
We think it's because we use salted butter, and it says to use unsalted butter at room temperature, which we did not follow. So it doesn't taste that gross. It just looks like cottage cheese. So since we messed up the other icing, Betty Crocker helped us out, and we got some whipped fluffy white frosting from the store. So we're going to start with the biggest pan and just lift it by the little tabs we put on and put it on a plate. And then just put some frosting on, and then we'll do this with each layer.
So this is our finished product. It's a little lopsided, but
You can put a plate on top and cut off the edges.
like that, and then cut around the edge if you want it to be like perfect. But
We do not really care.
that's a really big piece.
Let's see what this looks like. Maybe.
It's literally just like a big cookie with frosting. Oh my goodness.
There we go.
All right, so Carly's gonna taste it, and we're gonna see how it tastes.
It's pretty good.
What does it taste like?
Frosting and cookies.
There you have it.